But most of the time when people are awake, there's laughter. It's like, what the fuck have I been doing all my life? You know, this shit is not that complicated. You know, this is it. This is life, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know,
Right.
And then everything else seems crazy.
Wish I didn't take my Viagra pre-workout because it's kicking in right now.
Yeah.
Good thing the camera's on Frank and not myself. This is basically an anatomy chart. You can see every muscle fiber. And 99, 99, 99. Going for 100 reps. 100, 100.
One, two, three. Hi, Thomas, five.
你做完了？我笨400多而已，而且你。
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 'Cause look, everybody's working out. Hey, Mike, do some pull something. Look at them. They all got their station. I feel like I'm in a video game. It was The Sims.
Getting a little depressed, etc., etc., etc. And then you get on the path, and the path says, oh, there's this thing called enlightenment, and once you get this, you'll be happy, right? So now you're chasing that, which is another idea, which is the odd thing about the path.
The paradox about it. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So the ego has to go on the path to destroy itself, right? And so you're like, oh, let me go get that shit.
He said the whole point of seeking is the whole point to the path is so the ego can exhaust itself, or the seeker can exhaust itself. To have the desire to want to meditate or want to seek this enlightenment thing is the ego.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's almost like composing a symphony or making a piece of painting. The ego starts the process, but the truth takes over. Like,
oh, that's a very good way of putting it. Yeah. And then you get into the flow.
Yeah, the flow state, exactly, the flow state.
Yeah.
So I look at the path as like, sort of like conjuring or composing or painting a picture in some sense. And it's because when I edit videos, when I make my films, I'll be like halfway through the video and then or even think that I'm done, and then I'll take a walk, and then boom, there's this one image that pops in my head, and one sound bite that I was like, I gotta go back and put in that to complete it, and then so on and so on. So like at first you kind of force it to go in. And when the process starts, it's almost like the video or the painting or the piece of music start to compose or start to create itself. And for the path, it's almost like you're getting insights, and the insight is not just embedded within like a video, like an enclosed system. It's infinite. It's almost like it's like you're constructing the whole universe almost in a sense. I don't know if that's the right analogy.
That's a very good way of putting it. I might actually start using that. Because that's very true. It's like you're making a song. You know? When you sit down with the intention to make a song, it doesn't come to you.
No.
Right?
In the beginning, maybe
the songs you write are terrible. Right? You're trying and it's not coming. But then there are these eureka moments, and you're just in the moment, and you're just going with it. And this happens when you're painting, music, or even
sports,
if you're trying to brainstorm an idea or something. You have these eureka moments.
Yeah.
That's why I think actually it's practicing some sort of martial art or some sort of sport that would actually be beneficial on the path as well. Because you can get into those states when you're, playing a sport and you're really enjoying it and you're in the moment and, you're just hitting the ball or whatever it is.
So would you say that from an enlightened person's perspective, his whole life is pretty much one gigantic flow state episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
no, absolutely. Wow. And you mostly are always in the flow state, basically, right? 95% of the time. So most of the things, I remember, like, I used to have to think about everything I said in every conversation, like, every little thing, there had to be thought and an intention behind it.
But now you don't.
There's nothing, right? And I think about the amount of energy people spend trying to, think of stuff to say, and you see it on their faces when they're talking too. So they're like, this and this is gonna happen. What is he thinking of? Like all this shit. Your mind is like,
right.
And it just drops. It just drops, you know. It comes every now and then, but it just goes away because there's no attention being paid to it.